And we're live. Hey guys, welcome back to the BulbaSquad.
Thank you for joining us on our second weekly stream. We are hoping to keep streaming every Thursday, as you guys have been able to tell, because now we have a scheduled live stream with Cardinal Gaming.
Yep, excited about that.
All right, switch us over to the game, Sarah.
Okie dokie. Pardon the how bad this is gonna look.
Yeah, we're still trying to figure out a better way to live stream games because, as it stands, all right, audio's good. Because as it stands, you guys have to deal with that stupid little bar at the top.
Yeah.
Which I know can probably get annoying to some of you people, and I perfectly understand that. But don't worry, we are going to eventually figure that out. It's just right now we run everything off of a laptop instead of a full PC setup. But one day we are going to get a full PC setup with 2 monitors and everything. The screen you're actually seeing us play on right now is a computer monitor.
Mm-hmm. All right, so you guys, whoever is watching, is going to get the chance to interact with us in this. We're going to let you guys pick what path we decide to go down for this Stardew Valley play. Either we can choose to go through the what is it, the community center?
Yeah, the community center.
Or just be money grubbing capitalists and go with Jojo Mart.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys get to pick, and you also get to name things. I don't think there's anyone watching right now to name anything right here, so I'm just going to get this started.
There might be one person, but remember, there's always that big delay. So yeah, just get started anyway. Don't worry. People will slowly hop in. Remember, last time it took about half an hour before we got like a good 5-6 people in. And even with just 5 or 6 people, it was a very interactive time, so I was happy with it. All right, well, Sarah decides on what names to make her farm, which she typically has a series of names she always goes through. They're always the same. Every goat in every farming game ever is called Billy.
No, only the first goat of every farming game is called Billy. Favorite things, food.
So I was actually going to give you guys a little bit of an update on my own personal life. Actually, wait, I'm not seeing any interaction. Tell me, guys, you guys can hear us, right? Like, I was hearing myself in the stream, but just want to make sure that it's not just my phone that's letting me listen. Hopefully all of us can hear.
We're going to go with Four Corners Farm because I've never played with it.
So, my little life update. For those of you that don't know, what just happened?
It's
the
beginning.
It was just so abrupt. Usually it fades in and out. So, for those of you that don't know, I was originally going to be a neuroscience major and try to head over to med school. However, after a lot of racking my brain and thinking about stuff, I decided maybe that's not the best course for me. Because when it comes to med school, I know a lot of people don't know a ton about med school and how it works because it's such a specialized thing. So when it comes to med school, we go to a regular university just like anywhere else, and we get our degree. It can be a bachelor's or a master's. Technically, you don't need a degree to get into med school. You just have to get a high enough grade on the MCAT and then get accepted. After that, we go to med school, and it's like its own contained world. We have our own majors inside of med school, and we have certain ways things run. Well, once you're in med school, it's kind of a case of when the fire's burning behind you, you just keep running. Once you're in med school, you're stuck in there because, for those of you that don't know, the average med school debt, the amount of debt the average med school student takes on is $250,000. You're essentially starting off your life because you're going to graduate. If you're lucky, you get to graduate at 28. However, I would be starting later than others. I'd be graduating in my 30s. You start off life handicapped. So then I decided, I'll be a teacher. This channel is just teaching you guys finance, and that's all it is. Like finance about collectibles. Well, I was set to do that, and then I had another little self-reflection thing as I was watching some of Rudy's old videos and some other channels that just kind of sparked some thought in me. I think finance. Whenever I'm...
Did you guys not tell?
Yeah, Sarah was telling me I should do this for probably I think she told me 6 months ago or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like a little bit after we started the channel. I'm just good at analyzing data and finding trends, and I might just be built for finance. Now, off of me, because I know you guys don't just want to hear about me. Give me a second. I'm not seeing any comments popping up. Just want to make sure. There are comments. It's just the thing was falling behind. Okay, I'm sorry, guys.
Depression. We're so sorry.
We're sorry. Hey, Alec M.
We're gonna create.
Yeah, it's like 4 minutes ago. Sorry, guys. I had the chat pulled up, but you know that stupid YouTube glitch where you sometimes have to close it and open it to refresh? That's what happened.
Crap.
Here we go. The Herbalist Gamers. Hey, man. Pokemon Central TCG. Yeah, thank you for telling me. You guys can hear me.
Okay, now we're gonna go.
And Alec M, there must be a long delay. Yes. Whenever we're doing the Streamlabs to YouTube, I'm just now getting to your comments, by the way. It's just because I was stupid. There's about what would you say, Sarah? 20-second delay? Like, it's pretty sizable.
It's pretty big.
15 seconds, so you get the idea, okay?
If we had multiple screens and we could see Streamlabs at the same time, we'd be able to see your comments popping up on the side too without having to be in YouTube as well. But because we have one laptop, that's all we can do.
Yeah, so again, we are planning to upgrade. If we upgrade our setup, it's probably going to happen in the next 3 or 4 months. Because again, money is tight always. That's why the $3,000 purchase was so big. So yeah, debt is crazy for med school here in Canada. It's a bit better. By the time you finish residency, you're most likely in your 30s. Yes. How do I like my current courses? Well, I haven't actually started trying to go into business as of yet in regards to the courses. I was still in the middle of my neuroscience degree whenever I figured this out. So I'm still taking neuroscience classes right now, and I really enjoy them. But I can already tell I can do neuroscience because I really do enjoy it. It's fun, but it's not something I have a really natural aptitude for. Hey, Jet Drip, I completely overlooked you. Yeah, you're driving to work right now. I'm pretty sure is what you told me. You're just listening to us, so thanks for tuning in. Back to what I was saying. I know I'm going to struggle with it, and it's just going to be really difficult, and I'm not 100% sure how much I'll like having a neuroscience degree. And besides teaching, the practicality of it, I have no idea. What else I can do beyond teaching or being part of the medical world? Because either you're a doctor or you're going to be working in the morgue. So it's kind of like you're kind of pushed into a certain line of work. But when it comes to business, I'm about to start exploring how to do it. Specifically, I realized what I was interested in is business management. I'm not sure what it'll be called. It might be called business finance.
I think it's called corporate finance.
Corporate finance. Mm-hmm. And that's what I'm interested in because for those of you that don't know, or most of you don't know because I don't talk about this stuff. I keep forgetting we don't always talk. It's just through the videos and these occasional live streams. I like to listen to finance stuff for fun.
Yeah.
I'm not listening to it because I'm trying to make money. I'm listening to it like a ton of other people watch anime or watch movies or TV, play video games. It entertains them. I listen to finance things and look into financial reports I keep going to financial reports when it comes to other classes to write essays and things. And that's just for fun. And that just kind of told me that's what I should do. So in the future, because I still plan to run this channel, I'm hoping to still have this channel by the time I have a full-blown job.
Tiny pond.
I will be able to actually provide information beyond collectibles. Who knows? Maybe I can be like old school Rudy when he still had his accreditation, his credentials. That's what it was, when he still had his credentials. And that's currently just kind of what my life is, just figuring out what to do with it. Feels weird because of everything I'm doing, but I could very well see myself just continuing this cardboard life.
Darn, I've
So-
got my hoe on me.
So this is something I've been meaning to ask you guys. I was actually waiting for this live stream because I wanted some feedback on it. What are y'all's favorite videos I make? I don't have that stupid community tab where I can just do polls and ask you guys. So I'd rather ask here. What are your favorite videos? Like the Is It Worth It, the spider systems. I have a fun video coming up tomorrow over Fossil.
I always thought Fossil and Jungle were the same thing.
They really do feel like they're the exact same
Like,
class.
I thought it was called Fossil Jungle Packs or something like that. Didn't realize they were different until you made that video, and I'm like, oh.
They just don't feel that different because both of them are let's be honest, they're kind of mediocre sets. They don't have anything explosive in them.
Got Dragonite and Mew in, I think that's Fossil, right?
Oh, you like the videos where I go off on rants? Yeah, occasionally I like to do those, but again, I'm a very big advocate of my viewers' time, which is why occasionally, if it's a really important topic, at the beginning I'm like, yeah, I know some of you are going to leave before the first minute, so here's your information. All right, go.
Another tiny pond.
It's not going to do anything for them, but... Oh, you went with the four corner style?
Yeah, I had never played it. I was curious what it was like.
Yeah, this is the multiplayer farm because each house pops up in one of the four corners.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty interesting.
So let me head back to my topics. Because again, contrary to what any of you might think, which I wouldn't even imagine you guys actually think this, I do need scripts a lot, so I have stuff to help me out. Oh yeah, the upcoming stream with Cardinal Gaming. I was going to talk a little bit about that. Yeah, I'm really excited about that. So with the way the channel is, because I refuse to shill for myself in the regards of like and subscribe, except for the fact that I put that in one of my videos and then immediately felt like a piece of shit for it because I'm like, ew, what the fuck am I?
I'm so disappointed. I got mostly parsnips from those.
I'm like, oh, what's wrong with me?
Yeah,
So I've decided I'm just going to remove that and I'll put it again. If you guys want information, you get information. You'll enjoy it.
All right, cool.
What are your favorites set in modern, vintage, and pseudo vintage? Sarah?
Huh?
What's your favorite set in modern, pseudo vintage, and vintage?
I like for the vintage, I like the Neo set that has the Umbreon and Espeon because I love the Johto
Neo
region.
Discovery.
For pseudo vintage,
That one's a little more difficult because that's like the gray area.
I don't know where that area is. Is that like Diamond and Pearl?
No, it's
era,
everything
X and
after
Y?
WotC.
Oh, okay. Well,
I would expect you to say Soul Silver.
oh yeah, definitely Soul Silver.
Yeah, Sarah's actually tried to convince me a few times to purchase the Japanese Soul Silver Legendary Break Box, which I actually had an opportunity to buy it a while back for like $1,000. I bet on it, and then someone scooped it out from under me for like $1,100. And modern set. Alright, well, while you think of that, I'm going to come up with the ones I like. So when it comes to vintage, Neo Revelations, hands down. Magikarp, Gyarados, love it. Pseudo vintage, that one's a little tricky, so I'm going to skip that and be right back. When it comes to modern, as of right now, I would say... Okay, this is going to be super... I'm between Burning Shadows and Crimson Invasion, believe it or not. The only reason Crimson Invasion is because it's the only set in a long time that's had a Chase Gyarados. Burning Shadows, because it had a promo with it, which was the Magikarp Wailord alternate art. That was gorgeous, and I bought a jumbo of that thing recently. Someone stole a PSA 9 jumbo from me. So, Sarah, what were you say about modern? I thought you would say like team up, one of the tag team.
I'm thinking cosmic, probably.
Cosmic?
Because I really like the trainer arts mixed with the what's it called? All the other people.
All right.
It's not open yet.
Moving on to the next. Alec M says he really likes EX. Oh wait, no, he says the EX to the black and white era. Well, yeah, it varies. Me personally, it's just like WotC before. That's the golden age vintage. Yeah, I would even argue like pseudo vintage is EX era to black and white. It's just up to personal opinion. Remember, everything post WotC is very unexplored waters for a lot of people. Briar Owen, welcome to the stream, man. What's your opinion on Dragon Ball Super TCG box prices? Well, here's the thing. I don't actually follow Dragon Ball that much in regards to investing. The only reason I even followed it at all is because I really like the cards. Honestly, I don't know what to say about it because when I was purchasing boxes, I shit you not, I could purchase some of those booster boxes for like $40 a piece.
This isn't even found in the ocean.
Like they were so cheap because like some people, the product didn't age well, and this was even before I started investing in cardboard. Just seeing the Dragon Ball TCG, it looked like it was on life support, and then this pandemic gave it a boost. I'm just so torn on that. Yeah. Like Dragon Ball is such a massive franchise, but its card games keep failing. I don't know what's going to happen post-pandemic, especially with the fact that the anime's been on hiatus for roughly what's it been now? 2 years. If the anime comes back, those cards will spike, though. That's what I expect. Bought 2 Vermilion Bloodline, 1 for $85 and 1 for $150, and they're pushing $400 now. Jesus! Yeah, I'd heard about these boxes and how much they were pushing up because I was trying to buy some for my own entertainment. And I was being told it's like, oh yeah, $300. I'm like, what? No, I just want to enjoy it. I would say Dragon Ball is arguably one of the more risky TCGs right now, simply because, again, from what I had observed before the pandemic, it was on life support. Maybe it's finally garnered a very strong supporter base to keep that game nice and strong, but I don't know. All right, again, I just don't know because Dragon Ball it's a strange thing, okay? That's the most I can give you. I can't give you financial advice on the Dragon Ball TCG. The legendary dogs are really nice from Revelation, especially the Entei. Yes, the legendary dogs, honestly, I have been tempted to collect them in the past, but again, I'm just so niche. Generations is so expensive now, I don't think you'll regret your large purchase. Yeah, Generations is really expensive. The price immediately moved after I purchased my boxes. I don't know if maybe the fact that I purchased that massive collection sparked people to start moving their prices upwards, or if maybe us getting closer to the anniversary is causing those items to move up. But it's very interesting. I do think Generations might spike further, or might push further up once we get the official 25th anniversary set with the logo on it. Because when we look at the Generations products, we got the 20th anniversary on it. And I know plenty of people who would love to have a full product collection of the 20th and 25th anniversary lines. Because these are some of the few items that I would actually consider collectible, like sealed collectible investments that you want to purely sealed because of how nice they look. All right, probably because anniversary coming up. What do you think about Diamond and Pearl as well as the 25th and game remakes?
Is anyone excited for the Pokemon Legends game that's coming out? Because I am.
Yeah,
I can't wait for that.
I'm way more excited about the Arceus game. It looks great. I want to snipe Pokemon. 360 no scope. You can bet we're going to be streaming the games coming up. So I actually think that the Diamond and Pearl cards are going to move more once the game comes out. People are just going to investigate them. If you're in the card game world and you didn't really think about the Diamond and Pearl era cards, you'll be like, oh, there's this Pokemon I like. Little eBay search, guess what? You find the card. It's like $8 because a bunch of cards are just dirt cheap. And then what? They could move a couple bucks up or down. But again, I don't like singles personally. Singles are just... It's so volatile for not enough reward. It's penny stocks usually, and that's why I don't like them. The only singles I look at that I could actually very realistically see as a long-term investment would be, like a stable long-term investment, would be the alternate arts. Alternate arts from all of the sets. I'm not talking about Sword and Shield, possibly even Sword and Shield, because those are really difficult to pull too. They're such unique arts that just stand out. And I know a bunch of people who just try to fill up binders with pure alternate arts. And just the fact that the Sun and Moon era got gobbled up so quickly, the alternate arts are not easy to pull by any means. And they capitalize on what Pokemon is, which is collecting arts. I could see them aging like fine wine. So if you're on the fence on trying to invest in them, I don't even think it would be worth it to invest in your raw singles. Just go for the 10s. Like whenever you buy your singles, realistically, what are you doing? You're hoping that the 10 goes up in price and causes your singles to appreciate. Buying the 10, you at least have that, essentially that floor line that you've established. Gem Mint, it doesn't get better than that. Well, Christine Beckett Black Label, but you know what I mean. What's your thoughts on base set Diamond and Pearl? That one I actually haven't looked at too much. I'm actually going to look at it, see how it appears. So what do you mean, Jet Trip? Are you asking in regards to the price? Do I think it's going to appreciate because of the Diamond and Pearl remakes? Or like, what's up? Just give me a little more direction and maybe I can talk about it. All right, it's like Breath of the Wild makes Pokemon. I'm so hyped for Arceus game. If it does great, I feel like it could change Pokemon games going forward. Yes, please. Pokemon games are so damn boring. They're so boring, man. I've tried to complete them, but I get so bored with them.
Heathen.
Like honestly, I wish I would pay them money to give me a fast forward button for some of the sections because I guess it's awful. I'm mostly talking about Sealed Diamond and Pearl. There will only ever be more raw cards unless sealed for out of print sets. So sealed is always becoming more rare. Yeah. Everyone knows it. Sealed is the gold. Is the gold standard. You can only convert to singles. You can't go backwards. I agree, Briar. Hopefully it's well made, has a lot of potential. Well, the Diamond and Pearl era, from what I understand, it wasn't that massively printed. Because remember, I wasn't around in the hobby during that, so most of the information I get is anecdotally, because no one really followed Pokemon in a financial way until the Pokemon Go boom. From what I gathered, essentially prior to Pokemon Go, Pokemon was just kind of hanging out. Like it had demand at times, clearly, but it just wasn't this monster of a behemoth we know today, where every set has a ton of demand. It was just kind of there. And most of the XY sets were also just kind of there. One of the biggest, most demanded sets was Flash Fire because of the Charizard, and people really liked it, and that revitalized the tension of the game. But again, it was just really calm. Nothing about like what it was like now. So I would almost argue that there's a lot of potential value in pseudo vintage, simply because the print runs aren't as big as a lot of WotC sets. Doesn't compete with Skyrim or Aquapolis, mind you. But that in tandem with no one was really grading the cards. Remember, grading wasn't that big of a thing, so we're not talking a ridiculous amount of people out there. EX EX graded cards are actually more of a niche. I only know of like 2 people who even do it. So if any of you start investigating pseudo vintage, let me know what you find. Like I'm gonna go digging through it more often. But remember, I'm spreading between Pokemon, my studies, my job, and Flesh and Blood now. Especially because I haven't told you guys, but I'm currently in line to be part of a Legend Story Studios creator program. No clue when that's going to come up and get up and running, but they told me they got something in the works.
More garbage. Oh, has anyone answered about whether or not they want us to do the community center or JoJo Mart?
Oh yeah, let's ask that, sir. Tell them essentially what you want to do for this playthrough.
Are we gonna play through the whole game?
No, we're just gonna be playing for now. If they really like this, we'll revisit the game time, like every now and again through the weeks, and we can all play together.
Yeah, that'll work. Oh gosh, now that I have a sectioned off farm, I can make one section where all the cows go and then have 5,000 cows. Another section where all the chickens go.
Alec M says go for the JoJo Mart.
It would definitely be faster, that's for sure.
Yeah, if no one says anything else, we'll go through the JoJo Mart.
I've never actually gone to the JoJo Mart, so let's do it.
I have some whole-on Phantom booster packs. You think they're worth getting graded? So here's the thing when it comes to grading packs, I've realized. Graded packs are already kind of niche. I mean, they finally fixed the stupid wrapping. They no longer fold your booster pack in half. But the way I see graded packs, it's not as necessarily a collectible item, more so than almost like a quality guarantee. I made a video over this a while back, and people kind of didn't take it very well. They thought I was kind of stupid for it. I said that graded booster packs in the future for all of the WotC era sets are going to become important and going to start appreciating, because as more money emerges in a market, you have more opportunities to scam people and make a small fortune, or at least a couple $100, which a lot of people, they're willing to go through that work for a couple $100. Sealed booster packs are the number one target, because what if we're talking first edition fossil booster packs? That's a $500 profit easy. You want to talk base set, especially just any of the base set, you're talking 1,000+ minimum. So of course there's going to be motivation to scam people. Well, when it comes to graded packs, specifically we need to talk about the later cert numbers, not early cert numbers, because as people pointed out to me, PSA was messing up on the early days. That's almost a guarantee of this is not going to be counterfeit. This is legit. Whatever money you pay me, you're paying it for a real product. I'm not giving you garbage. And the second thing is, as time goes on, PSA 10 worthy cards are going to get harder and harder to get. Remember that. That's
$117.
That's one of the big things. We all want the 10. That's where the real money is. As some Pratt says, rare, minter, better. And for those of you that don't know, the way the PSA grades on booster packs work is they just evaluate the outside, but by extension, because you're evaluating the outside, you can kind of tell the condition of the cards inside, because you're not going to be dealing with like cards that have been dented on the surface, cards that have been folded, like gone through water damage, because otherwise the wrapper would clearly have imperfections in it. So if you have a 10, all that tells you is that pack theoretically should be a 9 or above, because remember, 9 is factory fresh, like nothing's wrong with it. So you theoretically have a much higher chance at a 10. And that's what my whole argument for why PSA graded packs were important. Back to the question though. I think it's just going to take a long time before a lot of the era of the pseudo vintage, the graded packs really starting to demand a premium. Just because, again, remember, Pokemon has been growing relatively slow over the past 2 decades. It's just right now it feels like the game is massive because of what happened during 2020. There's no guarantee we're ever going to get another boom like this, or we're ever going to grow at a quick rate. We might just go back to being really slow. So I feel like you're going to be tying up capital for longer than you're expecting if you decide to do that. But it's still not wrong because it's not that expensive. I believe grading packs is like 40 or 50 bucks. All right. So give me a second. I got to go do something, Sarah. You can talk to them. Mind the door opening, guys. Sorry about that.
Oh, all right. Oh. Well, it's just us now, guys. So, do you guys actually play the Pokemon games? Because I personally love playing the Pokemon games. I know that he doesn't like it, but it's one of my favorite things. Grew up playing them a lot. I used to play. We had a version of, I think it was Gold version or Crystal, that wouldn't save. We don't know why, it just broke. So every time we played that game, we would have to just get as far as we could before the batteries died on the Game Boy. And then have to restart again. So I never got past the first like 2 gyms, maybe, in that game over and over again.
All right. Sorry about that, guys. In terms of base, I'm about to come right back to your question, Briar, and just wrap up with that. In terms of base, Jet Trip, in terms of base at Diamond and Pearl, do you think it's worth investing in right now? I think right now you do have a higher potential for a reward than you have had in the past. Remember, games, movies, new series, whatever, always drive sales of certain sections of the market. And remember, there was essentially a cult following for the Diamond and Pearl games. Do any of you know about the FURD on the escalator that was running on the escalator for like a solid, what was it, like 6 months straight?
Was it 6 months? I thought it was like a year.
It was for a long time. So I do think there's definitely opportunity in Diamond and Pearl if anyone wants to take on that risk. But if we're talking sealed, that's where the real opportunity is with minimal risk. Back to your question, Briar Owen. If you're okay increasing your cost basis by an extra 50, 60 bucks, because I don't even know how much it is to grade a pack, but I know it's pricey. I'd say go ahead. There's a good chance if you're really patient, like another 10, 15 years, you may be rewarded greatly if we have another boomer to in between there. Especially if scammers just keep increasing and sets like that start getting more attention, garnering more attention. In my opinion, I don't see why you would grade stuff unless you want to collect it for selling or want to sell right after. At least PSA doesn't fold them over in the little case anymore. Yeah, grading is essentially you either want to keep it safe or you want to eventually sell it. That's what it boils down to. And with PSA graded packs, it's just that extra layer of security for the buyer/seller. All right, what's your opinion on the Diamond and Pearl era shiny cards?
I like them.
Yeah, from what I gathered, because I've seen them,
they're all secret rares in certain sets. They just have like random Diamond and Pearl. All the Diamond and Pearl sets, or at least most of them, have random secret rares thrown in the back of the set, and it's like 1 or 2 shiny Pokemon.
That's one of the cases that I specifically had looked at whenever I was trying to understand shiny Pokemon, because the shiny cards weren't front and center, like they weren't the chase card from what I gathered. It didn't do all that well. Like take Steam Siege, for example. Did you guys know Steam Siege actually has shiny Pokemon in it?
It's got like 6.
Mm-hmm.
That was the wrong button.
But sets like that don't even begin to compare to something like the Neo Shining series, or even the Gold Stars, even though the Gold Stars are niche, but because they were the chase card, people really do want them. What's your favorite game? Did you answer that one, sir?
Oh, I did not, because I didn't see it. My favorite game has to be
Just any game
Soul
in general.
Silver. For Pokemon games, Soul Silver. For anything in general,
Wouldn't it be a Legend of Zelda?
it would probably be a Legend of Zelda game. I love
Wouldn't it
Zelda
be Breath of
games,
the Wild?
guys. Breath of the Wild is so good.
Or Twilight Princess.
Oh, Twilight Princess is so good too. And then Skyward Sword is so... I could go on a tangent about talking about Zelda with you guys.
I mean, if we run out of topics, I'm just going to set her loose on you guys with Zelda.
I could tell you about the timeline, and I could tell you my theories about Breath of the Wild and Hyrule Warriors.
Yeah, I've had to listen to it. She was trying to get me to buy some Legend of Zelda booster boxes. Jesus, those things are like $200 or $300, and the game's dead.
When you told me about it, you were like, they're only like $50. I'm like, great, get it.
No, you didn't tell me to get it. You're like, oh no, we have other money to spend, and then afterwards,
when you told me about it is when you found out they were $300 because you thought they were still only $50 or whatever.
Okay, what's your thought on Pokemon sealed products in other languages like Portuguese and Spanish? Well, if you really want to start diving into things other than Japanese and English, I just use the Gen 1 sets to compare. Man, the other languages garner such a small premium. Honestly, I think a first edition French booster box right now goes for about maybe $40,000, which is just like we're talking close to 10% of the English booster box price. So imagine if you had held that box, which would still cost you like $100 to pick up over 20 years. And it just took, and think about what it took for that box to appreciate as much as it did. Rudy and other people didn't want to take on those other language booster boxes. It's such, you're looking at English Pokemon, and it's already kind of a niche thing because a lot of people don't invest in it. Then you decide to move into Japanese, and you substantially shrink the market. Now, if you start moving into other languages, you're shrinking that market even further. And if you want to have any real hope of selling those booster boxes or whatever product it is you're talking about, your best bet is going to sell it to the country in which that language is spoken. But most of those countries are in Europe. And import fees. Man, I don't like dealing with Europe because Europe, no one ever wants to declare the right amount of their packages. They always want you to underdeclare. They don't want to pay those taxes. And then if you get caught, audited, now you're committing a federal crime. It's just a mess. I played Gen 4 the most, so really can't wait for the remake. Briar Owen. I also love the Soul Silver game. Had so much content in one game. Briar Owen just...
Oh, my favorite thing for Soul Silver was the Pokewalker. That was the best.
Are y'all buying any Ghosts from the Past? I have no... I believe Ghosts from the Past is Yu-Gi-Oh! I've been seeing some people talk about that. I don't dabble in Yu-Gi-Oh! That much because I'm like a Gen 1er for Yu-Gi-Oh! I only like the first series, honestly.
He was playing the Legacy of the Duelist on the Xbox, and he got to the point where there's Xyz summons, and he had been playing through with all of the original decks that had been used from the shows and everything, but then he just said no and went back to synchro summoning, made his own deck for it because he just couldn't stand the way that XYZ worked.
I'm actually going to have to investigate Ghosts from the Past because this reminds me of Maximum Gold. And I actually went out and I bought a full set of Maximum Gold. I got the Dark Magician, Red Eyes Black Dragon, I got a Pot of Greed because I'm a real big fan of that card. I think I also have a Monster Reborn. And the Blue Eyes White Dragon, obviously. You have no idea how tempted I was to buy 3 of them. Honestly, I kind of wanted to buy 4 of them and tear one in half. Come on, you gotta live by the game. Alright. But yeah, Briar Owen, thanks for actually making me look into that. I'm definitely going to go buy some of that. Not for investing, it's just going to be fun. You know what? I might actually make an opening video for that if anyone's interested, but I know people usually aren't interested in anything that's not Pokemon related. Pseudo Vintage Portuguese packs are so cheap. I don't know why they're $10 when the English ones are $200. I guess no one cares. Yes. A lot of people underestimate how much language matters to a lot of people. The reason Japanese garners any value at all is, let's be honest, Japanese looks badass by comparison to English, okay? The people who want to collect Japanese, they really like the Japanese card quality and the texture. Like, it's the card quality, texture, and the kanji looks great. Not to mention, remember, every Japanese set is super tightly printed. Shiny Star V, the counterpart to Shining Fates, I haven't heard of another reprint wave coming. Yet, look at how it's behaving in English. There's a ton of demand for it. Ghost from the Past has a Ghost Rare Dark Magician. They are actually pretty rare. They're not one per case. The chase is real. Damn it. You're telling me I'm going to have to drop a couple $100? You know, I don't even like Dark Magician that much. They got a Ghost Rare Blue Eyes White Dragon, or if they really want to get my attention, they could give me a Ghost Rare Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. I'll drop like $1,000 on that, maybe. No, who am I kidding? I'd only drop a couple $100. If we're talking $1,000, I'm gonna go buy myself some. I'm gonna go buy myself some other Magikarps and Gyarados. I'm a super niche singles collector. That's why I collect Japanese. Kanji looks better since I don't read the English cards anyway. Silver borders are really nice too. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes, this is a raging debate in E4 that has existed so long as I've been in it. Every time anyone mentions the borders, there's adamant defenders for both sides. Mm-hmm. Like, people swear by the silver border because it's so much calmer, and others are like, no, it sets it apart from Japanese. It gives its own personality. I just prefer silver. It works so much better because having a calm base surrounding the really nice vibrant colors just accentuates the bright colors to me, and I prefer it. It's Blue Eyes Alternate Dragon, Dark Magician, Firewall Dragon, Blackluster Soldier, and Crystal Wing Synchro are the ghosts. Damn it! Blue Eyes Alternate Dragon. I'm trying to remember which one that is. There's so many variants of the Blue Eyes White Dragon. Blackluster Soldier. I'm actually a bigger fan of Buster Blader, honestly. The only reason I like Blackluster Soldier is because the history in the TCG is pretty cool. Knowing how him and Chaos Emperor Dragon literally broke the game when they came out. The other card I've actually gained a special place in my heart for are the... what were they? I think it's called the Red Dragon Archfiends. Jack's cards, because those things were so good in the card game that I was playing. I have a video idea. What would you do with $1,000 for investing in TCGs? What would you buy in TCGs just for products that you like? Maybe it's... Remember, I walk a very fine line in that I don't like telling people specifically where to put their money. Granted, I know some videos seem like I'm telling you, but I'm just telling you information. I guess the closest I'd ever come to basically doing that was telling them that Hidden Fates was underpriced, and then Kanto Capital came out, talked about it, and it
became bitter.
Yeah, that's a big thing I gotta deal with. I'm so prideful, and I refuse to stoop down to other levels that I think are just... I don't like them. But because of that, it hinders the growth of the channel, and I always get a little annoyed. Like, I feel so petty for it. I'm a child. I don't like it. Whenever someone else makes a video over the exact same content I made a video over, like, I made the Hidden Faces underpriced a month ago. Then someone else makes it, and then they just get more views. Like, screw it, doesn't matter. Stick to my stuff. You guys are great. You guys get to act on the market first, and I'm not charging you to subscribe to a fucking Patreon for that information. Because I'm not joking. I think he released the information to Patreon first, and then he released it to the general public. Really? Why? Don't do that. That's just, I don't like it. Okay, back to what I was saying. I feel like the Sword and Shield Premium Collection box is mad underpriced. Honestly, I could see that.
The giant premium collection box?
Yeah, the one we got, the big black one.
How much is it? Market price.
I believe it's like $140. Remember, MSRP is $100.
How much are those 2 promos going for now?
I don't know. I haven't checked it in a while. Last I checked, it was $50, just like I predicted. It was $25 a piece. I would have to say, I could definitely see it being underpriced. I'm like willing to stake my life on this. I do not see them reprinting that thing. It is so big. It is so bulky. It takes all the issues with reprinting ETBs to the next level. Have you seen that thing in person, like opened up? All the drawers in it, all the stuff that was manually inserted into the drawers. Because remember, those things are made by hand. They're put together by hand on an assembly line. It's manpower, not machine power. So I just don't see them getting reprinted, and it's such a unique box. And the promos they're pretty cool. Having those black and gold promos next to my gold and then the colored promos is a really nice contrast. Yep, Alec M tells me that they're still $50 combined.
I wish they'd make like an Eternatus gold card to go with the Eternatus black and gold card. That would be nice.
Oh yeah, that would be nice. Honestly, my only issue with those black and gold cards was that the black has no texture.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? We have this gorgeous gold and black design, but then I touch it and I'm like, I'm sorry, the Chinese counterfeiters have more texture than this section. Seriously, I'm convinced Pokemon has been outsourcing some of their cards to Chinese counterfeiters. It's just cheaper, I bet. I could see the Ultra Premium Collection becoming a niche demand item. The main issue with it is just how big it is and how difficult it is to ship. Remember, these Ultra Premium Collections, they come in like giant boxes every time. Because I have my Shining Legends and my Generations one. The boxes for them are just so awkwardly shaped because the collections just aren't that. They're not easy to ship. I'd say if we're talking at $130, $140, yeah, I could see those being underpriced. Because again, MSRP is $100. If you're gonna ship one of those, we're talking like 20 something bucks.
Take it back. I don't want
it. Just go give it to the mayor. He doesn't even run the town. He just takes their money and makes a gold statue of himself in the fucking room.
The river? No.
So there is opportunity there, in my opinion. I just don't know how long it'll appreciate because it's a unique product. And remember, since it's unproven in the market, we don't know how it's going to behave. But I would say having at least one would be a good move. Whenever it's unknown, you usually want to have at least 1 foot in that boat. Or just something, some skin in that game to make sure that you're there if it decides to explode. Do you think Rudy is making a big mistake telling his viewers to be bullish on new Pokemon boxes? Yes! Okay. I'm like a cult follower of Rudy, right? Like, I love the dude, like, fantastic. Love the guy. I would love to meet him and have him on the channel. Like, I fucking, like, have a week of celebrating.
He's like a miniature Rudy, and he's already starting to follow in his footsteps.
And so, I was almost a little sad that I found myself disagreeing with Papa Taco. Uh, Here's what I see. I've gone back and I've watched Rudy's content for the past 4 years. I've almost finished with his entire catalog. Rudy has changed so that he views things always in the long term. He will always focuses on the long term, and he talks in that perspective. But he doesn't tell you that anymore. He doesn't blatantly tell you things because he expects you to know better. And that's causing issues because people will make some foolish moves because of something he says, but you can clearly tell what he really means. He believes Pokemon is going to be free tendies in the short term. And from what I gathered, it seems as though he also thinks that regardless of how much the market crashes, because he did acknowledge that it's probably the party's going to stop. The trend is your friend until it punches you in the face. Once it eventually stops, the little retracement, he believes it's not going to be enough to justify skipping out on modern products out of risk. However, if you watch that video again, it really doesn't come off like that. It really comes off like almost as though Rudy's being a Timmy and saying Pokemon's free money, just dump it in. And I know that's what the information that people got out of it because Poke Investing like fucking blew up over it. Because yes, I go to Timmy Central. I need to know what the Timmies are thinking. And there's going to be a lot of people who now seeing like people would argue like the king of cardboard with this like 10 million plus position in cardboard alone. Seeing him back it up, people are going to have confidence, and I think they're going to be caught with their pants around their legs. They're not going to be ready for when the party finally stops. And again, I'm an evil investor, and I am 100% going to take advantage of those people when it happens. It doesn't change the fact that I don't like that people have to get burned in order for me to make money. I don't like that. And so I wanted to warn as many people because my video, let's say best case scenario, it gets maybe 400 views. Best case scenario over a couple months. That's not going to matter. There's still going to be thousands of Timmies out there, possibly even tens of thousands that panic when it happens and participate in the race to the bottom. But I want people to at least understand what he meant, so I made that video. And I actually postponed some other videos for it because I thought it was just that important to talk about it. It really just made me sad because I'm like, no, Rudy, this is dangerous, man. It's just dangerous. And remember, Rudy doesn't have the best track record when it comes to Pokemon. He's made a lot of mistakes with how he's handled it and sold off positions / been way too bullish. And people are just quick to forget that whenever they point out his $500,000 bathroom, not realizing that $500,000 bathroom is only there because Rudy got so pissed off he decided not to sell it at the end of the day. All right, let's go back to it off of my little rant. Honestly, if for whatever reason people actually demand it or request it, I'll make a video and talk more about it and why I don't really like it, beyond just telling you guys it's going to crash, because at that point people just see me as a fearmonger instead of a realist. Briar, no one knows. So much is relying on factions that nobody knows about. However, I think no one can disagree that in the next 1 to 2 years there will be a ton of new slabs and sealed products. Yes. In my video, if you guys haven't seen it, I'll just give you the rundown. Pokemon has always run by a certain set of rules, one of which is intrinsic value is tied to the sealed box price. The more time passes, the more it can deviate, but there's always been a relationship. Sealed box price or intrinsic value goes down, sealed box price goes down. Intrinsic value goes up, box price goes up to prevent arbitrage. That's why I talked about Z&G Emporium's website. That dude is so good when it comes to WotC. He's the reason I don't go into WotC that much. Why am I going to tell you about something when there's already virtually an expert on it out there that can give you better information because he's been in it longer? And on his site, you can clearly see those trends happening. But right now, the gamble people are making is, has Pokemon changed forever that the intrinsic value no longer matters and the box price can do whatever it wants separately from it? Or is this just a temporary thing and it's going to crash? Because when those slabs come back, combined with the exiting population to the hobby and more product getting printed and people still ripping and flipping, it's going to drive those intrinsic values down into the ground. I'm certain of that. Some people think that the Timmies can gobble it up, which might be true. But I also think that whenever everything opens up, the money's going to be going elsewhere. It's just not going to be that focused on Pokemon. Sorry, I stop a little bit because I still need to gather my thoughts so I can not ramble like a crazy amount. Sarah, don't die.
I'm not dying. That's energy. There's a difference. I also need
Okay,
energy.
back to what I was saying now. I got an idea because I kind of lost my train of thought. Sorry about that, guys.
It's all my fault.
Once all that happens, intrinsic values will go down. If you believe that Pokemon boxes will stay where they are, you believe that the page is turned for the first time in Pokemon history. I've looked through the records as best as I can. I've gone through as many channels as I can. Always, this has been the rule of thumb. And Magic, that is not the case. And that's why I believe Rudy made a misconception, because he's bringing his Magic concepts over to Pokemon, when in reality, that's not how it works. That's why he messed up in the first place. And that's why I messed up on Evolutions. I fucked up big time there. If I'd done it right, I would have been buying Evolutions at $400 a box.
I did not know they had such intricate music down here in the mines. Although I never played this game with sound.
All in all, I would say just the odds are higher that there's going to be an inevitable market crash in Modern. I have to keep specifying Modern because people keep thinking I apply it to everything. It's just Modern. And it's the only question, in my opinion, the only question is when, not if. And will you be able to time it? That's the whole reason I made that video. So sorry about going off on that tangent, guys. All right, let's go back into some of my topics. Let's go back into some of my topics. Okay, this is one question I get a lot. What do I think? Where do I think the line is drawn for some of the highest risk reprint sets? Wait, no. Speaking of evolutions, are you saving up for the 25th products? Yes. I don't know what it is. I'm gonna buy some just for myself because I want to enjoy it, and I'm gonna have a position just in case, because if it doesn't crash and just something goes weird and it just rides off into the sunset, I'd rather have a position in it than not. And if it turns into another Evolutions with how long it's printed, I'll just buy more and bring my cost basis down. That's my plan. Okay. So the big question I always get asked, because of my rat system and spider system, which I've been noticing, those videos are getting more views. I'm wondering if just people are really interested in the spider systems, or if maybe the name's actually getting around and people know what the spider system is now. That's a really pissed off slime. I think at this point, I'm starting to think Vivid Voltage might actually reach an age that they're not going to be able to reprint it that much. I mean, right now it's still very unknown because, of course, circumstances can change. But if things continue on their current trend, I think it's possible that Vivid Voltage gets to ride off into the sunset. Because someone left a comment, and I asked him, tell me why do you think I'm wrong? But they don't do it. They never do that. But I did my own digging, and yeah, we're starting to get really close to a time when, if it, whenever there'd be so many product lines, realistically, we couldn't get that big of a reprint for Vivid Voltage. For those of you that don't know, every year we will lose 4 main sets. Main set is anything that is not a specialty set. This year, we are going to lose everything up to Cosmic Eclipse. That's going out of rotation. In my rat system, once it's out of rotation, it's gone. Like, it's not going to be reprinted. Ultra Prism was in rotation. That's where I decided, that's where I got that data from, and why I decided out of rotation was that cutoff period. Because out of print does not mean out of rotation. Out of print usually happens about halfway through the product's life cycle, which the life cycle is roughly like 20 to 26 months of a product. If I say nothing else, it'll probably be very fun to open a bunch. Okay.
Hooray.
Making good progress in the game. So Vivid Voltage, if things keep following as they have been, once Cosmic is out, like, all Sun and Moon products are out. The only one I'm uncertain about is Hidden Fates. Hidden Fates might be a special dark horse. They might treat that like evolutions. But after that, next year, we'll be losing Sword and Shield Base, Rebel Clash, Darkness Ablaze, and Vivid Voltage. So next year, roughly August, all 4 of those sets go out of rotation. Thinking about it, because now that'll be, what, 15 months from now. In 15 months, will Pokemon be able to get everything under control and go back to Vivid Voltage? I honestly think the odds of that happening are decreasing. Right? I'm not going to give you percentages because, of course, I'm no magician. I can't just pull that out of my ass. I ain't got no hat. But I think the odds of a massive Vivid Voltage reprint coming that just tanks the price from what's it at now, like 2 something, just aren't that high. Because remember, Battle Style's brand new, price is roughly 180, 160. We decide to move over to Chilling Grain. Pre-orders are like already 120, 140. Like, those, they're high. They're expensive. Then we got the Eevee Heroes set, which, even if you haven't heard of it, just the name gives away what it's about. Combined with the alternate arts we're getting in, that just got introduced in Battle Styles and Chilling Grain, Eevee Heroes is going to have alternate arts. And if we flash back to Hidden Fates, the 5 evolutions are 5 of the most sought after cards in the set. Umbreon is freaking expensive. So Eevee Heroes is going to be on par with Shining Fates, if not better than Shining Fates in my opinion. And I don't even have any information on it yet. After that, we're going to have the Anniversary set, which, depending on what they do, is going to be absurd. I'm still thinking they're going to do a Neo Shining reprint. Clearly, they know Shining cards are money. We saw that with Shining Fates. We saw that with Hidden Fates. And just the fact that Shining Fates came out so soon after that, I really expect a Neo Shining reprint. And if that does happen, think about the demand for that. That's going to be absurd. And if Pokemon does what Rudy expects, if it really doesn't die down for the next 2 or 3 years, Vivid Voltage.
Skip button.
Oh yeah, Vivid Voltage ain't getting reprinted in that circumstance. Speaking of the expensive pre-order booster boxer prices, do you think it's worth to buy, or should you just hold out? If you can find anything that's 120, I would say it might be worth buying. Again, I'm not buying because I just don't really have the money. I have to pick and choose. Monarch boxes are going to be like 200 plus on release, and that's going to be just the standard. And I'm hoping to buy a full case, which will cost me almost $1,000. So that's why I'm not doing pre-orders. But for Chilling Grain looks strong. Okay, we have the 3 legendary birds. We're also still getting the other half of Chilling Grain, which Sarah, Sarah, you can talk about it. You have your own predictions for the other half of Chilling Grain. You have a better idea.
What I really hope from Chilling Rain is they give us the 2 Reggies that came out, the Dragon and Electric Reggies. I haven't played the DLC. I own the DLC. I haven't played it yet. So I don't know anything about those Pokemon. But from what I understand, they came out with Chilling Reign. If they're giving us the 3 legendary birds, and they're also giving us that Blaziken, which Blaziken was another Pokemon that came out with Chilling Reign as well. And I'm expecting other legendaries should be those 2 Reggies in it. And I'm really excited for that because I'd like to see those. Um, I hope they give me a Grovyle Trico cards in the rest of the set, and then I don't care much for the weird horse riding Pokemon.
Oh yeah, she had a theory on one of those fighting types coming because they've had, what was it, Tyranitar and Empoleon?
Yeah, they had Tyranitar and Empoleon, and I'm like, oh, so they have 2 Pokemon for that set, and I'm like, what are they going to get from the new sets? We got Blaziken, and I guess we have Slowking technically as another alternate art, but since it's 3 sets combined into one, I figure we might get another regular Pokemon, not legendary Pokemon alternate art, or they might just throw in more legendaries.
Also, tell me, would you guys rather have me run a set review where I'm just gonna, realistically, I'm just gonna be like, I see this could be money, this all looks good, whatever, or would you rather Sarah, who can better appreciate the cards and talk about what she really likes? Like, I could also be in there, but the difficulty with those videos is it's kind of hard for us to coordinate talking because Sarah has to still move through all of the windows. So it's usually better for only one of us to talk about it. So tell me, who do you guys prefer? Like, if it's Sarah, great. That's one less video I gotta make. I sometimes do throw her into certain videos because it's just, I'm tired. Right. I haven't been buying really anything. I've just been selling off stuff that I don't like. I also haven't been buying really anything except for a Hidden Fates ETB from Market. Yeah, Hidden Fates, again, I still think it's underpriced. It's stupid. It should not be $130, especially when the booster packs are selling for like $13, $14. But that's not including the fact that you're getting a rare form of the product in seal form. You're getting the promo. You're getting the sleeves. Even the dice look pretty okay. At minimum, that should be like, I would almost say a $200 product. I hope that Gold Snorlax comes to Chilling Reign. Yeah, I think there's a good chance that'll go to Chilling Reign.
Mm-hmm.
All right, for Mar.
I imagine Chilling Reign is just going to be a giant set, and it's going to be weird.
Okay, so for a Monarch pre-order, so don't worry, guys. I'm going to make a Flesh and Blood 101 video, basically talking about it's going to be a lot of boring stuff. Okay. What the reprint policy is, how cold foils work, what's the difference between first edition unlimited. It's nothing like Pokemon in that with first edition unlimited. They did it way better. And essentially how it works for players, but I'm not going to explain how to play the game. If you want to know how to play the game, you got Channel Fireball that can do that way better than me, because I still haven't figured out all the 4 rules.
We have questions about the rules.
Yeah, so when it comes to Monarch, we're talking first edition, and the thing is, Legend Story Studios, the creator of Flesh and Blood, specifically designed it so that the first edition booster boxes are investable, and the unlimited boxes are not investable. And because of that, the first edition boxes will almost always be worth more than the recommended MSRP, which is usually going to be about like $90 in US dollars. That's the recommended MSRP, but the reality of it is first edition boxes do not have a true MSRP. They only have the MSRP it's just kind of there because it's blanket for all the boxes. I really do expect no first edition box should ever be below like $140, $150 at release. It's essentially a way to reward the stores who are supporting Flesh and Blood. Because for those of you that don't know, your average store, when they sell you a box at the $110 price, or even $100 price, they're getting to pocket maybe like $15 tops. That's not much. It's really difficult to keep the lights on. But if they get a booster box from Flesh and Blood, like once every 4 months, because they've said they're only going to release 3 sets a year, that's their goal. And I really like that. And 3 times a year, you're going to get a booster box where you get to net like $50 a box. That's a really nice reward to help those stores keep those lights on and to convince those stores to keep supporting you. I wish they had a first edition stamp on the Fab cards, in my opinion, not just the lack of a little U. So, yeah, in Flesh and Blood, right now there's no way to tell the difference between a first edition and unlimited card. I think Crucible of War had it for the first time. But now, whenever it's an unlimited card, down on the bottom, it's going to have like the serial number. Like, what would Monarch be? It'd be like MON-01, and then it would have a U at the end of it. That tells you it's unlimited. And the creators actually answered why there's no first edition stamp. They said it's because it ruins the aesthetic of their card. There was an interview with the creators, and that's where I got a lot of the information. I'm just going to condense that interview from a like hour-long thing down to a 10-minute video for you guys. Oh, man, let's see. What other topics have I got? I'm going to let the questions rack up again so then I can spend a while talking with you guys. Again, just keep asking whatever you want. I'm enjoying it myself. And remember, tune in next week since we got Cardinal Gaming.
Yep. I don't think we'll get to... Oh, it's gone. I don't think we'll get to a point where we're naming animals in today's stream.
Yeah, we were thinking of letting you guys name animals, and every time we revisit this world, we'll play with you guys, but Sarah's a little slow.
Hey, time goes by slowly.
Also, I wanted to ask, I'm still going to be making set reviews, but do you guys want me to make them kind of trying to guess the investability of them? But because I know that's what a lot of people ask me, and I've never liked it. People asking, like, is this going to be investable? And the set's brand new. But I could still talk a little bit about it, like what it has going for it. I'm thinking of just running spider systems like a month after the set's release. Speaking of spider systems, I think I've got a... what was it I got to do? I still got to run a spider system over Sword and Shield base. And I need to do an Is It Worth It over the boot voltage ETB. Because again, that's a unique circumstance that is worth its own video. That's what I wanted to ask. What products do you guys want me to review, and is it worth it? Because I don't know what to review always. That's why I don't make that many of them. Because I don't care what anyone says. I don't care how much demand I get for it. I will not make a review over a 3-pack blister. Okay? That's just not worth it.
Is it worth it? Let's see.
Let's see. I can buy the booster box for this price, or I can buy the 3-pack blister for more. No. Do you think first Neo slabs are underpriced? Honestly, I'd say maybe. It's very possible. The entire Neo block is one of the lower print run areas, because remember, if you guys want to look at the timeline of Pokemon, Gen 1, there was base set first edition, nowhere near enough. Then we got Jungle and Fossil. Jungle got printed a little more, but it still was nowhere near enough. Then Fossil got ramped up, and that's why there were so many Fossil boxes. And not right next to it, Rocket got ramped up. After that, though, came Base 2. Base 2 did not sell. People did not like Base 2, and it kind of ramped it down. Then Neo Genesis came out. Neo Genesis also had a modestly strong demand, but it wasn't insane like the earlier sets. So then they kept ramping it down, and and Neo Discovery, no one liked it. Neo Discovery was a laughingstock for over a decade. It was a joke of the Neo series. So then Neo Revelations got a lower print run, but Neo Revelations was received really well. So the first edition block was pretty low in the supply. Unlimited got a little higher. And seeing that, the Neo Destiny box print run got increased further. So the Neo series block, especially for first edition, is not as high in population as you would think. So right there, there's already the groundwork's already set for a good investment. However, this year you can park in it, and I think the Neo Shinings will keep appreciating slowly over the years because they're rare, they're gorgeous, and as I just said, the print run wasn't as large on the first editions. But if you do that, and the gamble on them reprinting the Neo Shinings, which again, I'm literally just pulling it out of thin air. There's no proof right now. I'm just kind of speculating. And that actually happens, oh my god, you're gonna make a killing if that happened. If it doesn't, you'll just probably get slow and modest returns on them because those are great cards. But if you do it and the Neo Shining reprint hits, those cards will explode because people are going to want the original first edition stamp. It's because people want to be spoon-fed how to make money. I wish Pokemon TCG could just be about people buying what they want to like instead of loading up on Shiny Fates and Hidden Fates ETBs. Yeah, a lot of people just want to make money, and that's fine. I don't mind it. I just prefer people to learn how to do it, because whenever you're spoon-fed how to make an investment, either it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy because enough Timmies do it, or if you lose money, you're going to be upset because you listen to someone else. It's just not a good situation to be in. Like it was before, more affordable, not as financially focused. Yet no big PokeTubers are talking about because they want views, so they won't be controversial. Yeah, that's the difference between me and a lot of people. Like anyone who has a card store or a YouTube channel that they're using to sell products, or not even sell product, just sell their name. They have a reason to not tell you these controversial things. I don't. That's why I am here, and I will call you an idiot if you're an idiot, because I know that's the thing I'd want someone to do for me. I want to be told if I'm messing up, if I'm being stupid, because we all need tough love, especially when it comes to the financial world, because right now we can all make money and we all think we're hot shit until we fuck up. We need someone to bring us back down to earth, and there's not that many people out there that have been doing that. Even if they don't reprint a Neo set this year, I feel like they'll make a reprint Neo eventually. There's some issues with reprinting any of the WotC sets, from what I understand. The reason they don't just reprint them all is because I think there's a license. There's some kind of issue between them and Wizards of the Coast where I think they have to almost license the cards out from Wizards of the Coast because they're the ones who originally made the art. But I'm not certain, okay? I just imagine there's a lot of politics involved, and it makes reprinting any WotC era box much more difficult than just coming up with a new set. I don't mind people making money either, of course, but Pokemon's supposed to be a game, not an investment. I don't want my cards to be useless after I buy them, but it's just it's just going to be a temporary thing. Everyone wants to make money because it's hot, it's sexy to buy a card and turn around and be like, I made like 10K. Yeah. People feel like hot shit when they go into Wall Street and they buy a stock, it goes up $20, they sell the next day, they made like $10. They feel like hot shit. Pokemon's the same thing, except Pokemon right now is mainstream, so people like doing it, and you can hold stuff, it looks cool. Eventually people will get bored, they'll move on, cruises will maybe start up again, theaters, there's a lot of stuff for people to waste.
Already started up, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, there's a lot of
really cheap right now.
There's a lot of places for people to waste their money, and eventually it's going to go there. And remember, a lot of people have cards and boxes on credit cards. You don't believe me? Go to Poke Investing. There's a shit ton of idiots there that just keep leveraging debt to buy Pokemon cards and stuff.
Ow.
But not realizing that buying the card and it appreciating is a completely different thing than buying the card and actually it appreciating and actually liquidating it. getting 100% of your price right out the gate is substantially more difficult than buying it. It goes up, let's say, you buy it at $1,000, goes up to $1,200, and then selling it at $1,100. You're not going to net anything. You'll lose money. But that's the price you can sell it almost immediately at. But if you go for the full 1,200, you got to wait a couple months. Weeks, usually. I have a Japanese booster box of Champions Road of Pokemon. Has for Alligator reprint from Neo, another reprint card, so I believe a reprint can be done. Stocks are not collectible. That should be an investment. I agree. I think we'll go back to that as well. When people spend 20K on vacation, they're probably going to do that over a card. Yep. It's just priorities. All it is just a war of attrition right now. Just if you're really sick of Pokemon, you're losing the passion for the game, take a break, head out. Maybe if you're really worn out, go buy some older cards. There's a lot of pretty cards out there that are like $20. That's what baffled me. People are buying, what was it, the Rainbow Pikachu for like $300 or more, whenever you could go for that exact same money and actually go buy some of the Neo Shining cards. And people get upset with the Pikachu when there's a substantially prettier card out there that's roughly the same price. Oh, man. I cannot wait for Monarch to get here. I want to open a box on the channel and have fun with it. I want to be able to show you guys a cold foil, but my camera's shit. So I might have to upgrade for one of those. So what do you guys think of this streaming time? Do you guys like it, or do you think I should try to aim for later? Or maybe even earlier, I don't know, because people's schedules are pretty messed up now. Sorry for all the noises, guys. I'm stretching. Sitting in a chair for this long, it's really messing with my back. How long will Flesh and Blood be printing unlimited? We don't know on that one, actually. What the company has stated for their policy is they reserve the right to reprint both cards and a unlimited set for as long as they need to in order for maintain the health of the game. And initially, that actually scared a lot of people because they're like, wait a minute, you're telling me you can reprint the Heart of Fyendale a million times? Which, Heart of Fyendale, that's essentially the Alpha Black Lotus or the first edition Charizard of the game. There's only like 300 and I think I calculated out like 337 of them. And it goes for about $12,000 right now, so it's worth a small fortune. But they came out and stated that all cards, the moment they are printed in cold foil, they will never be printed in cold foil again. The wording was a little different, but from what I heard, maybe they could reprint it. We don't know. Policy could change. But if they were to reprint it, it'll be like a different form. That identical form of the card, like that exact same version of the Heart of Fyendale, will never be reprinted in cold foil again. That's what they were talking about. But the Heart of Fyendale itself will be reprinted unlimited as much as it needs to, and might actually even be reprinted in a new set, because there's the the Spring Tunic of Fyendale, which was a cold foil and Welcome to Wraith. That one got reprinted in Crucible of War, but it was a non-cold foil. It was just a regular card, Rainbow Rare. Or it could come in Rainbow Foil. And that better explained exactly how it works. And then if a first edition card is super expensive, you can get a dirt cheap unlimited version that looks exactly the same. Yes, if you want a Heart of Fyendale, before the prices of them were about $400. Right now, I don't know what idiots are trying this. They're trying to push the price up to $1,000.
For the unlimited?
Yeah, for the unlimited Heart of Fyendale.
Wow. I really want one though. Those are super pretty.
Yeah, they are really pretty.
The eye from Arcane Rising.
Yeah, there's the art Eye of Ophelia, and then the Shard of Arc or something like that. The Arknight Shard
Yeah.
comes from what was it? Crucible of War. $1,000 I feel like too much, but at the same time, you got a 1 in 60 chance of pulling it for every booster box. Not pack, booster box. And man, starting to run out of topics for today. I should have made more. Next time I'll double the amount I got right now. Because after a bit I start going a little brain dead. But as the channel grows, these streams will grow, and maybe one day, if I'm able to, I'll stream on the weekends and I'll get way more of you in here. Because I know most people are actual adults, unlike me, like a big ass man child, who have 9 to 5 jobs on the weekdays and don't want to do shit.
I used to have one of those jobs. Didn't like it.
Mind the noise. My dog is eating a treat right now. She is very big and makes a lot of noise.
We have to bribe her to keep her quiet.
Mm-hmm. So, if you guys have any questions about Flesh and Blood, don't worry. I'm going to address a bunch of with the Beginner's Guide 101. I might even name that. That. Flesh and Blood Beginner's Guide. Flesh and Blood 101 Beginner's Guide. Hopefully, Legend Story Studios doesn't get upset with me. And then just direct anyone who wants to know how to play the game to the official channel Fireball video explaining how to actually play the game. What type of dog do you have and what is their name? I have a Great Pyrenees, basically a big white mountain dog.
She kind of looks like a lab, but with longer fur, and it's white.
Yep.
Right.
And her name is Ida, Ira. We have a second dog who's a Shiba Inu, a little gremlin, and his name is Malum, Malum. Me and Sarah laugh sometimes because we say we name the dogs better than some people name their kids.
And then he wants to get another Shiba one day and name it Mashed Potato.
So I bought CGC Strong 9.5 Mario Pikachu, even though the promo has a high PSA 10 pop. Do you feel like it still has high stonks opportunity in the long term? I feel like Mario Pikachu definitely does, but I'd love to hear your opinion. It doesn't. If it doesn't, it's okay. I love the card.
Well, I wish I had a Mario Pikachu.
Oh my god. That's the thing. It's going to keep going up, all right? You have no idea how many people feel like me and Sarah going, if that thing dips, we're going to buy it. And that's why it will never dip. Mario Pikachu, you're grabbing people from the Mario franchise, you're grabbing people from the Pokemon franchise. It's just a beautiful marriage made. And it was printed it was printed back in, 2017? So now that card's 4 years old. And there wasn't even that many back then. Like, it's just already, it is the epitome of rarer, minter, better, and population and demand. Like, everyone wants the damn card. It's not like the Scream promos, where some people don't like the art. It's a gorgeous card. Everyone wants the full set. Did me and Sarah meet through Pokemon? No, we actually met through a job.
I introduced him to Pokemon and Zelda, so you're welcome, world. It was all me.
I mean, Brayer, if you're worried about the Mario Pikachu dropping, I'm willing to take that risk for you, buddy. Mario Pikachu transcends Pokemon. That card will always have demand. Yes. If you already have the world's biggest franchise tied up in it, and then you can just grab another massive behemoth of a franchise, the card's primed to never drop. I could see that becoming one of the most sought after cards in the hobby, even with how many there are. Even though there's hundreds of them, I mean, like hundreds is anything. it's just never going to be enough to stem the demand. Give me a second, guys. My phone is dying, so I'm going to have to switch phones so I can keep looking at your comments.
Hopefully my phone isn't dying. There's a chance. I'm trying my best to get as much money as possible for you guys so we can start actually doing stuff in town and build up some stuff, like get the mine cart fixed to travel faster. But it's slow progress. I don't know if I can do that. Maybe. Sure. We'll try.
Alright, here we go. Back to looking at it. Yeah, for $2,500, that was a good price. Honestly, that's one of the cards where I would say you don't even have to bother trying to find a incredibly good deal. Don't be stingy. It's just so good, just buy it. And we're going back to Flesh and Blood because this is an interesting topic for me. Flesh and Blood is one of the only card games I've ever seen that you can actually open the booster boxes and keep the singles, and you'll have pretty much the same appreciation as the sealed box. Because they're never going to reprint first edition again. This isn't like Pokemon, where those singles can just keep going up and up until eventually they decide to turn off the printers on that set. When that first edition print run is done, it's done. Those code foils are done. And that means that those single code foils are investable. And it is entirely reasonable for you to rip open like 100 boxes, keep 20 sealed, and then just keep 100 code foils. And you would have a comparable growth rate for those cards. And I think that's actually really cool because it means you could enjoy the product in multiple forms instead of just having boxes. Because I've seen a lot of people kind of complaining that the Legend Story Studios booster boxes look pretty dull. What is Dogecoin doing? I only bought for the meme, and for some reason people decide to dump in $5 billion.
Did you just say the Flesh and Blood box is looking dull?
Yeah.
Have you guys seen the Monarch booster box? I think that looks so good.
Yeah, they're definitely fixing that up.
I'm so excited for that box.
I saw what happened to Dogecoin. We're almost to 10 cents.
I don't know what that means.
Dogecoin is another form of cryptocurrency. Right, however, it was a joke, and people went into it just kind of buying, pumping and dumping it during the great GameStop attack. And people were buying it for like 1/10 of a cent, like ridiculously low prices. But some people bought like $1,000 or plus of that, and now it's 9 cents. So they're like 90 times of their money. It's ridiculous what's going on. I don't know if it's a full blown pump and dump, or if it's so stupid it might work and reach $1. If it reaches $1, we're gonna have millionaires. Wait, Dogecoin is 20 cents now? What the shit? 18, 20, it doesn't matter. It's absurd. Yeah, you say the box costs too much already. Don't worry. Again, guys, I've seen that. A lot of people are getting upset with Flesh and Blood because they think like it's such a cool game, but it's so expensive. No, Unlimited is still very affordable, and it's gonna be affordable. You can go online and find a Welcome to Wraith Unlimited and an Arcane Rising Unlimited box for about $110, $120, which is pretty much the price that Pokemon booster boxes used to be at. And in some cases, if you go to your local store, they actually give you, no, not even $120. I'd say probably $110 and below. If you go to your local card store, they will sell you unlimited booster boxes for like $98, $97, because that.
At least they should.
Yeah, that's what they should do, because I called up like 3 stores the other day, and all of them are selling at those prices because that was market for them. And you get to actually appreciate the cards. And whatever set you like, it's really just a matter of opinion. Rudy really likes Arcane Rising. I really like Welcome to Wraith. I don't like Arcane Rising that much. And when it comes to the first edition, again, remember, Pokemon did the same thing. First edition base set booster boxes were never $100 or less. From the get-go, those booster boxes were like $200 or $300. Put that into perspective. Imagine that's what it's like right now, except even worse. Imagine Chilling Reign comes out, or some new monster of a set comes out, and it's immediately triple to double the price. Right now, we're just dealing with like 50, 60%. That's what Flesh and Blood is going through right now. But with Monarch, look at my print run video. We went 16,000, 16,000, 38,000 booster boxes. No, what was no, not 16. Was it 18,000? 18,000, I think.
It was about 17 to 18,000, I think.
Yeah, 17 to 18,000, and then they more than doubled the print run size in the next set. It's now been 5 months since Crucible 4 came out, right? It's been a fat minute now. So if they double it again, that's going to be way more affordable. So Crucible 4, even though we're seeing it at $400 to $500 a box right now on the open market, there's a good chance it's going to drop down.
I don't like these bugs. I hate this part of the mine so much.
Yeah, Ninja cards in Crucible 4. Me and Sarah have a rivalry. I like playing Ninja. She likes playing Warrior.
My Warrior is great, and I once did like 17 to 20 damage to him in one attack because of my combo.
Yep, and apparently even in Legend Story Studios, they have a feuding rivalry within the office. So I thought that was pretty funny. So Monarch, even though it's $500, keep in mind, so that you guys can better understand it, because I know it's always hard to compare things to what we know, and Flesh and Blood is so different. Champion's Path was $150 during pre-orders, remember that. Keep that in mind. $150. Do you remember what happened when it released? It immediately went down to like $100 and something, $120. And then it was a race to the bottom, and it bottomed out at like $60. Only $10 above MSRP. That could happen with Monarch. And like I said last time, Rudy believes that Monarch is going to be the make it or break it for Flesh and Blood. Either they're about to completely fuck up the game and it's going to die, or it's going to cause the game to explode. And right now, last I spoke with him, he believes that the game is going to completely change permanently after this set release, because it's going to be that damn good. Oh yeah, Alec, yeah, I mean, you should definitely go talk to that store and actually see if you can pre-order first edition boxes from them. I'd say if you can get them for between $200 to $300, go for it. Even if the boxes dip below where you were at, open it, enjoy the box. You're going to enjoy the product if you like Flesh and Blood. All right, we're starting to reach the end of the stream, guys. So we got about 20 minutes because we're just going to keep these 2 hours long. The stream with Cardinal Gaming, we might go for 3-4 hours, however much we're good with. Don't worry, we are good. I am thinking about how long we'll go on that one. But it's probably going to be longer than 2 hours. So gear up your questions for that, for him. I'm looking forward to it. Oh, yeah, and talking to you guys about that, too. I am going to do my best not to do what other channels do, where they have like 50 questions queued up, but then they get stuck on one question for like 20 or 30 minutes. And a bunch of questions never get answered. I will try to just speed run some of the questions and go through them, give you guys answers. $200 to $300 is a lot for you. Yeah, same here, man. $200 to $300. We're talking like probably a third of my paycheck. Granted, I only work 2 days a week. I need to work more, but school just makes that so difficult. I would say when Monarch comes out, buy the cold foils. The cold foils are going to be pretty cheap because it's going to be so new. And only recently did the Crucible of War cold foils start really appreciating to $300 plus. Prior to that, the cold foils were like $50, $80. And remember my math on those cold foils. There's only like 1,100 of them. That was dirt cheap. I wish I had bought them. Also, tell me, would you guys be interested in seeing a booster box opening for Battle Styles? We have 2 of them, and I was kind of considering opening them up because there's no way that's going to appreciate enough that I can sell them off and break even. I'm kind of stuck with them. And I'm considering letting Sarah crack one open. So tell me, would you guys be interested in seeing a booster box opening again?
We haven't done those in a long time.
Yeah, we just don't do that. Just so many. It's just we're not going to be like, oh.
It's like we pull some. We're like, oh, cool.
Like part of me almost wants to be like, alternate art Tyranitar. Well, fuck you, and tear it in half just to spite everyone because of how much everyone plays it up. So if they make another Mario Pikachu-ish card, what mashup would y'all want to see? Zelda Pikachu?
Zelda.
And with the current market, what do you think the price would be? Well, if you guys go back to a while, I don't remember what video it was anymore. Sarah actually in one of the videos cuts away to her on her computer, and she shows how the 2 anniversaries for
Zelda and Pokemon kind of match up. Because the only issue is the Pokemon Company anniversary for like the games and whatever was in February, right around like the same week that Zelda had their anniversary. But the TCG anniversary is in September. And I'm like, no, it doesn't line up anymore. But maybe there's still hope because it's still Legend of Zelda's anniversary, and they've done literally nothing for their anniversary. We don't have any Breath of the Wild 2 information. We have nothing other than Skyward Sword coming out for the Switch, which I feel like Skyward Sword came out for the Wii on their last like 25th anniversary or whatever. So I'm so disappointed.
If it was a Zelda crossover, especially with the market the way it is right now, the market would 100% overshoot the price.
Oh, yeah.
They keep doing that. I've noticed it every single time a new item comes out. The market overshoots the price and then brings it back down. I'd say we could easily see sealed boxes with a Zelda Pikachu, which if they were to do it in the same skies of Mario Pikachu.
I'm so sad. That was my only catch. No.
If they were to do it the same way they did Mario Pikachu, Link would need a partner, so we might see like Zelda Pikachu. In that case, I think we could see that box immediately spike up to 1,000 plus.
You know what I'd love to see? Don't even give me like a Zelda and a Link. What is his name? His name's like Raphael or something. It's from the other world, from A Link Between Worlds and A Link Between the Past or whatever. Yeah. I would like to see him.
Hey, look at Trunks.
A little bunny guy.
I know you from Discord. The bunny guy. Oh.
He wears like the purple bunny outfit. Mm-hmm. He's adorable. And I think that would be an excellent crossover between Pokemon and Zelda, is making him a costume for Pikachu or something.
You know what? I might do that, Alekim. If I open up a booster box and get just any old fee, scream like a little child and tear it in half.
We actually tore in half like a Mewtwo or something from Hidden Fates because we actually 100% thought it was fake.
We thought it was Pokemon using fake cards because I knew the pack was legit. So where are you guys working now while in school? Both of us actually work at a Walmart distribution center.
Yep. We have sold our souls to Walmart.
Yeah, terrible place. Hate it. Sarah plans to move up management and just.
Currently, I know how to do half of the jobs in the warehouse, so that's fun.
And me, I'm just using it to pay for school. It's the only job that pays as well as it does. Here in Texas, the average pay for a lot of the beginner jobs are about 10, 12 bucks. This job pays
or minimum wage, or less than
or
minimum wage.
wage. Yeah, because remember, Texas has a lower cost of living, so our pay is low, but is low tier by comparison to a lot of states. We get paid like $21.50, which is really high for Texas.
Yep.
Opening battle styles was pretty enjoyable. Opened one box and pulled the alternate art Tyranitar.
Nice.
Man, you did the equivalent of what was one of my favorite one of Rudy's quotes. I always go back to Papa Taco. So much I've learned there. One of my favorite quotes he ever said was, if you go to the casino and you win, like you make money, you don't go back and you keep gambling. No, you take that shit and leave. You won. Get out. And that's what I would see in that case with battle styles. You just pulled the old alternate art Tyranitar. All right, good. Throw your hands in the air. Say, I'm out. Walk away. Be done with it. Do a Mark Cuban style. I'm out. And just buy the other single. Oh, Ravio is the character.
Yeah.
Alec M actually knew it. Oh, well, we actually have another Zelda nerd.
Yeah.
You're not alone, Sarah.
Just for you guys, I'm doing this in the worst way I can possibly imagine. Right there. Not even center it.
I have zero luck with blister packs. Has to be a booster box or ETB. Yeah, this is a pet peeve of mine. Like, I'm not shitting on you or anyone else in particular. I'm just like, it's just something I've seen. Everyone always talks about, like, ETBs have better pull rates, booster boxes have better pull rates. When statistically, it's all the same. It's just we all have a skewed perspective because we're all doing our own small sample sizes and it all treats us differently.
Like, we pulled the Rainbow Rare Charizard out of a double box, I think.
Yeah, I think we pulled the Rainbow Rare Charizard in about 24 packs.
Yeah, because we opened an ETB, one of the pin collections for the Centiskorch because I wanted the little pin, and then a double box so we could get the jumbo. And in all those few packs, we managed to pull the Charizard.
That was the one time I've ever actually had a big reaction to something.
That was the one time that I'm like, man, I really wish we'd opened this on camera.
Because I genuinely like went quiet and I actually shook a little bit because I'd never pulled a big correction. I never pulled a modern big chase card.
Yeah.
I have pulled one big chase card before. Back when I was a Timmy, I opened up some Neo Destiny packs and I pulled a shiny Noctowl. I still have that Noctowl, and I don't think I'm ever going to get rid of that because that's just such a special memory to me. Dragon Ball games? Yes. I played the shit out of Xenoverse 1, but I was a little child and I didn't have enough money for the DLCs, so the game ended early for me. Xenoverse 2, played the hell out of it, but after a while just kind of got bored because, again, numbers game. Kakarot, though. Really like that one. I suffered for a long time with the XP grind because the XP grind was awful. Mm-hmm. But then I realized, wait a minute, I have the DLC. People keep saying Whis gives you XP. How do I get to Whis? Went there and I realized you can get to level 250 in like 20 minutes.
Yep.
And I also realized I had XP items in my inventory I never once used. Loose boosters are usually the only thing I open unless I have a set because it bugs me if I have something that's just a random pack. Yeah, random packs, never been a fan of them.
That's why I don't buy the little Pokeballs, despite the fact that I would love to have a billion Pokeballs just like sitting on a shelf somewhere, just in the way.
Oh, what, Sarah? You don't want to buy pre-made PSA 6s?
No.
It took you a second.
Yeah, they shove them in there so horribly. But whenever they create a luxury ball of those, I'm gonna buy a bunch because I love the design.
Sarah's
of the luxury
waiting
ball.
for a metal luxury ball, like the metal Pokeball we have in our background.
Yes, because it will be glorious.
That was the weirdest investment thing I'd ever seen. People who were just straight up buying the Master Balls because there was a limited quantity of them and making immediate, like, quadruple their money. That was absurd. I thought about that, but let's be honest. I thought it was too stupid, so I didn't think about it. But in hindsight, it kind of makes sense. Okay, I guess I was too close-minded to see it. My biggest reaction was my brother pulled the shiny Charizard from on his first Shining Fates box. I hope you took that from him. I hope you're like, that's worthless. I'll give you $20 for it.
That would be my brothers. That's how they would. That's definitely what they would do for me. They'd be like, "Oh, you got the good thing. It's not worth anything to you. Just give it to me." I'd be like, "Oh, sure, whatever. I don't know anything." Hope they're not watching. Sorry.
So tell me, are you guys grading anything right now? My legitimate question: is anyone grading? Because with the way PSA, CGC, BGS is, and all those turnaround times, I can't imagine people grading. Like, I sent in a submission to PSA with what were they called? CNG Emporium / Graded Gem back in August now? August or September?
Yeah, it was one of those two.
And I haven't heard shit from it. All I know is that PSA has it. No, I'll pet you in a minute. I'm almost done with the stream, Mita. Alright, since we're about to wrap up, since we're actually about to wrap up in the next 7 minutes, so we'll probably wrap up at the end of the day. What do you think? Because 7 minutes, each hour in game is 1 minute.
Yeah, okay.
So we'll wrap up at the end of this day. So ask whatever questions you guys want. Again, I don't mind you guys asking any questions, even if it's like predict the future. I will give you the information. Again, I prefer you ask me these questions rather than you asking someone who's gonna try and fucking pump and dump you. What's your opinion on XY Evolution PSA 10 Charizards? Pop is low and affordable for people who can't buy First Edition 10, but there are also so many base set Charizard cards available. Okay. So when it comes to the base set Charizard, Unlimited, yes, there are a lot of them, but the thing is, that PSA 10 Charizard is still like $6,000 and Unlimited. I'm not joking, it's expensive. Evolution's Charizard at 10 is roughly 3 or 4. However, the Evolution's Charizard, the last time I did the math, you got like a 3% chance at a PSA 10. Like, that's how difficult it is to get because of all the print lines on it. So the price it's at, I would almost say is kind of underpriced considering Evolution's now $1,000 a box, so it's not that easy to get anymore. And all of them have print lines to hell. It seriously looks like a little kid went with a knife and just like scratched the shit out of it on every card. Like, have you guys seen the Chansey PSA 10 population? That shit did not move. No one could get a Chansey PSA 10. What do you think about the Logan Paul NFT? Sorry to bring up, but curious, because I signed up for his club just for the NFC. Thought it'd be worth. I'm going to be honest, I have no clue what NFTs are. The reason I'm moving in collectibles is because I wanted to start here as baby steps to build up to the big boys. And I've slowly been learning stuff. Right now, the place where I have the most knowledge when it comes to real investments and not being an idiot throwing away money like I am now is bonds. Bonds is the next thing I'm moving into. Once I understand bonds better, I'm going to start trying to understand stocks a little more. Remember, if you just go lay in the bed, you'll recover stamina.
That's right.
Just go in, it'll ask you, do you want to sleep for the night? Just press B.
I feel lied to. I feel lied to.
Oh, I should have started recovering. Oh, it's in multiplayer only.
Grr.
That sucks. So, I don't know anything about NFTs, so I'm not going to talk about that. Got a lot of grading sitting around, but haven't sent anything in. Yeah,
Us too.
Yes, us too. Honestly, there's no rush to grade. If it's in your possession and you have a climate controlled place and you're really taking care of them, those PSA 10s are not going to suddenly become 8s overnight. You have to fuck up in order for those to become 8s. And let's be honest, if you fuck up, ain't no grading slab going to protect those cards from you. So there's no rush for it. If you wait, PSA might actually drop their prices by a little bit. I don't think we'll ever see the $8 bulk grading again, but I could see like 18, 17, 16 even. I could see that. And the only one sold was like $400. Okay. I sent in with Graded Gem in November. They sent out an email a few days ago. No info really, but sent in XY Evolutions, Hidden Fates, and Champions Path, all Timmy cards. Honestly, though, if you can get it back during the boom still, you will have probably made your money. Honestly, even if you get them after the boom, you probably already made money. Just the fact that it's taking you this long to get your cards back is making your cards kind of a longer investment. I have some cards I want graded, but just waiting to see how things play out. Yeah, that's what I've been hearing a lot. A lot of people don't want to send to CGC and increase their opportunity, or not opportunity cost, their cost basis. Still got some Crimson Invasion booster boxes. Are they even worth to hold, or should I flip? Crimson Invasion's actually going up in price. The thing about Crimson Invasion, it's such a niche market. You literally need people. You need me. You need people like me who like Gyarados enough that they'll buy that trash set. Crimson Invasion, when it's broken down, is worse than Steam Siege. There's more stuff in Steam Siege than there is in Crimson Invasion. But again, remember, Neo Revelations is very similar to Crimson Invasion. Just remember, Crimson Invasion has like 4 less chase cards. So I could see it appreciating over time because, make no mistake, Gyarados is a very popular Pokemon. If you want to flip it because you believe you can make an investment that beats the returns of Crimson Invasion, go for it. Hell, if you're going to flip it, I would happily buy a booster box off of you, and I will pay you a fair price to save you that eBay shipping. Yeah, I bought like 10 Evolutions ETBs and 8 Canto Powers at retail from scalping at Walmart. Opened 7 of each, have others sealed. Wish I would have kept all sealed. Yeah, hindsight's always 20/20, but hey, so long as you enjoy opening the product, you at least did get some real value out of it. I don't like NFTs. I like physical things. Normally, don't have to talk about it if you don't want, but how do you balance actual investing and justifying collectibles as investments? Okay. Collectibles are beyond speculation because it's cardboard at the end of the day. It has no real materialistic value. But the thing with Pokemon is it's the biggest franchise in the world. And I can only see the demand for it going up so long as Pokemon as an entity is healthy. So I have no qualms parking money in it because I've seen the data. It just slowly trickled up with occasional spikes. If you really put the data of the Pokemon market on a graph, it looks like the stock market. And the thing is, Pokemon, Magic, all the card games, during times of financial stress on the economy, they're usually only damaged about 50% as much as the real markets. So it's almost more resilient. The reason I'm also okay with Flesh and Blood is because I did my research. I did not just go into Flesh and Blood, and if you want, you can just mess around. You probably won't be saying because we'll be wrapping up soon.
Okay.
I went to Yu-Gi-Oh! I went to Dragon Ball. I went to Magic. I went to what was another card game I was investigating? I'm trying to remember what other card games I investigated. Oh yeah, Dragon Ball Z, not Super. And I learned their fundamentals. And that's why I have such faith in Flesh and Blood, because I learned the fundamentals of what makes a card game survive. What do you think is a sleeper set? One that people like enough so it won't be printed a lot, but popular enough that it'll be collected. Okay. So just so that I don't stay too much longer, Powerlifting 101, I bought all at retail though, so it's not really risky for me. That's where I'm going to cut off the questions, all right? I'm cutting it off there. Please don't ask anymore. I don't want to leave you guys hanging. Next Thursday, just ask me and Cardinal Gaming. We'll both answer for you. All right. What do you think is a sleeper set? One that people don't like enough so that it won't be printed a lot, but popular enough that it'll be collected in 5+ years. A sleeper set. There's a lot of ways it could become a sleeper set. It could become a sleeper set like Evolutions, where it was just printed so much people got burned and hate it. It could become a sleeper set like Ancient Origins, where again it went up, got reprinted, tanked it, people got burned and ditched it. A sleeper set is run it through the Spider system, because Spider system does help eliminate that bias, and start running the numbers, the print run through it, and you'll start seeing, does this make sense? If you, during that analysis, stop and go, that's kind of weird, you're onto something. You've started to realize the discrepancy in the market. That's how I realized Fossil. The first edition Fossil box is underpriced, which again, that video is coming out tomorrow. That will be the basis of it. And any underrated set or sleeper set is usually going to be one of the cheaper sets. Sword and Shield Base, in my opinion, was a sleeper set, and I was planning on buying a case, and then it went to $240. And what I found on that information was the set was solid. Snorlax, Lapras, Marnie, and pretty decent pull rates. Had the 2 gold doggos. I thought it was great. Sun and Moon Base as well. And then it crashed. And then all of those spiked up. Moving on. Cardinal Gaming said its store is going out of Shining Fates reprints soon, so it could be possible that the price are going to rise soon. I could see them going up because eventually that supply is going to dry up. People just aren't buying because the prices are too high and they're worn out. What do you think is... Oh, wait, I went past Powerlifting 101 on accident. Okay, keep going. Price could go up soon. What's your total? Alec M, buy near retail, that there's a floor. I mean, yeah, flipping more for Hidden Fates, Champions Path, ETBs, my thought. I have a Rainbow Gyarados into PSA right now, probably 9, also 9. Okay. All right, so that is all the questions. Thank you guys for joining us for this live stream. Sarah, what are you doing?
I didn't know what to do. I just started watering stuff.
I started prepping to shut the live stream off.
Oh, okay.
So again, thank you guys for watching this live stream. I hope you guys enjoy the fossil information I'm going to be providing tomorrow during my video. I'm thinking of making it go public at about 3 o'clock, so you can keep an eye out for that. And so again, please come join us on Cardinal with the stream we're going to have next Thursday on Cardinal Gaming. It's going to be going live at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you guys for watching this live stream, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.